Let's be silent before God. Spirit, mind, body. The understanding of these three words and their relationship and the reality behind each of these three words is absolutely essential to having a functional spiritual life. Spirit, mind, body. Let's define each of them. Spirit, invisible, omnipresent, eternal, perfect, altogether love, altogether good, altogether powerful, beyond time and space, beyond beginning and ending, forever existing. His name is I, the identity of every one of us, man, woman, boy, girl, angel, every creature, every so-called particle of inanimate matter, I exist. And governs, controls, and manifests itself as perfect form when the mind is properly understood. What is mind? Mind is the avenue of awareness of body, of matter, of form. Mind is the combination of the five physical senses: seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, feeling. The combination of these senses in order to become aware of the physical world around it. It is an avenue of awareness. Now the problem is that the human race is not aware of the spirit. They're not even aware or becoming aware slowly of the mind and the power of the mind through the inventions that have come about largely in the last few hundred years. The mind is an avenue of awareness, an avenue of science, an avenue of manipulating the physical world around it with the intelligence that it learns through principles of science, totally ignoring the spiritual world, and the spiritual world totally ignoring principles of science. That's the reason why the whole thing is dysfunctional and falling apart. Spirit, the invisible God who is the identity of all of us, known as the I that I am. Mind, its avenue of awareness of everything that is around it, its intelligence, its ability to understand how the forms around it operate and are created out of itself, created out of itself, out of love, out of a desire to infinitely express. These physical forms are created. Mind is the avenue of awareness, the avenue of intelligence, the avenue of wisdom through which this infinite being, who you are and who I am, creates physical form. Out of itself, out of its substance of love, out of its nature of consciousness. They are integrated, they are one. Spirit, at the very top, the infinite point of love and awareness. Mind, the connected to spirit, its avenue of awareness of itself in its formations. Body, its formations. When you look at the universe from the standpoint of just body, you're no better than an animal, living at the animal level. When you look at it from the standpoint of mind, you're no better or no more aware than a scientist, only aware of the avenues of science in an explanation to find the truth. Spirit, when you're operating totally within the cathedral and you're not aware of what's going on in the area of science, you're operating also out of the total harmony of all beings. Spirit, mind, body. All three have to be in operation for your life and for this universe to function in a proper fashion. Spirit, invisible, intelligent, love, aware of itself as infinite personalities, extending itself through all eternity as infinite persons at the angelic level as well as at the human level. Angels were merely the first creation. Humans came along later. That's the reason for the rebellion in heaven, and that's where we have this war or this conflict that occurs between good and evil, manufactured by the fallen angels in order to create a divided house and the children they were so envious of, the children of God, you and I. If you don't have an understanding of that, you don't have an understanding of the totality of what's going on in our universe and the history of it and the importance of angels in it. And all of this is described in the Bible. Until you understand that the God of the Bible, the God of the Old Testament, the God who said eye for eye, tooth for tooth, burn for burn, wound for wound, that this is Satan, the fallen angel. That the God of the Bible who teaches good and evil, who believes in good and evil, who advocates blessing and cursings, is the fallen angel operating upon your mind, creating a universe of matter that's divided between good and evil, beginnings and endings, health, sickness, poverty, wealth. All of these things are the result of Lucifer, your spiritual enemy, operating in your mind, which is the substance of all form. Mind is the substance. The computer is a form that a mind created, that the mind of man created at the mental, physical levels. But again, this world will not work unless the Spirit is understood as the Father, Mother, God of all that appears through its own mind, the undivided mind that sees only good because it itself is only good, only expressive of love, and that this mind takes the form of matter in harmonious relationship. That's what's called heaven. Heaven exists wherever there is a mind that has given up the belief in good and evil. Heaven exists where those at all levels of being, whether angelic or human, understand that spirit, mind, and body are integrated. They are one, but that spirit is at the top. Spirit is the controller. Spirit is the all-seeing and all-loving eye that controls the mind and that operates in the physical universe in terms of form. But the form and the matter are very real if they are connected to the Spirit, who is their father and mother. If they're not connected, or if the people, whether man or angels, teach only at the spiritual, at the mental and physical levels, they're going to be teaching lies. It is only when you teach at the spiritual, mental, and physical level and unite them all together as one that you have a complete picture and that your world will operate perfectly and in accordance with the way the universe actually is designed. Spirit, the invisible, infinite identity of each and every one of us, love, our personalities, all of these are just bound up. They're non-physical. The twinkle in our eye, the love that we feel when we hold a puppy in our hand or our babies, the love that we feel when we look at our grandkids, that's spirit. There's no matter in that. That's the dance of God, the love of God. The smile you see when you see a newborn baby. That's God. That's spirit. Mind is how the baby gets born. The doctor is operating with anesthesia, whatever it takes to get that baby out into the world. Body, the baby forming itself out of this infinite love, appearing in the womb of the mother who loves it and nourishes it to completion and brings it forth into the earth in perfect form when that mind is not entertaining the belief in good and evil or looking with the five physical senses and believing them alone to be truth. It is the integration of spirit, mind, and body that produces harmonious form, perfect babies. And until and unless every being in the universe, whether human or at the angelic level, understands the relationship between spirit, mind, and body, we're going to have a confused and dysfunctional body walking with a limp. I'm here to correct all of that. This is Richard Peter, founder and president of Level 3 Ministries here in Dallas, Texas. If you'd like prayer, please give me a call at 1-877-365-0042.